Hey, Coach. So glad you found us on YouTube. Couple things. First of all, make sure you subscribe and like. Second thing is go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you. There's a roadmap there, 30 plus years. Let me help you become nationally ranked. Let me help you put state titles up. I can do that. Go over and check it out at teachhoops.com, and let's head off to the video.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Rule of Three Offense podcast. So excited you decided to jump on this journey and kind of figure out. I know last week we talked about um, kind of the birth of it and why we named it the Rule of Three and kind of how it came about. I'm gonna be honest this week. I'm gonna talk about some of the challenges, and for those of you that are watching here, I'm gonna clean my camera there. But I'm gonna talk about some of the challenges that we're gonna face. And then, like I said, I'm gonna talk about some of the other kind of dynamics that go into it. Next week we'll talk about how I solved the problems and things like that, and then the following week we'll dive into some of the meat and potatoes of the Rule of Three offense. So why the Rule of Three? Well, like I said last week, it's a simplicity. It's like how our brains think. We think in groups of three. Think out loud right now. Your social security number, you go, you go to the three numbers, and you go to the two numbers, and you go to the four numbers. Somewhere between 3 and 5 is what the magic number is. That's what the studies have shown. Anyway, that's why we named it the Rule of Three, because we went on the lower end of it. But it's because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of multiple sport athletes. I have got people that play other things other than basketball, and football ends or volleyball ends or cross country ends, and then I get them, and 7 days later I got to have a game in. I got to be ready to play a game. So I always want something that we can put in, something that is simple. Simplicity, the simplicity wins. We drastically simplified things offensively, to play fast, to play with space, to be able to run up and down the court. We wanted to simplify things because it works. And lots of reasons, because we don't have enough time with them, because we have to do quick turns around. But that is one of the reasons the Rule of Three offense is so easy. And we'll dive into some of the actual values and things a little bit later on. But everything fits on a 3x5, 3x5 card, tuck in your back pocket, everything you need to know. Um, you know, I wanted to increase, the math doesn't lie that, there's basically 4 parts of basketball: offense, defense, transition offense, transition to defense. And people spend an unbelievable amount of time on that one offense, not defense, not transition offense, not transition defense, on just the half court. And it is one of the worst statistical things. I think a good team is 0.7, 0.8 points per possession in a half court offense. Great. I want to be able to increase that, and then be able to teach them the transition part of it, how to score in transition, how to score when we have to, because I don't want to spend all 45% of my practice on something that's 20% of my scoring. So I want to make it simple. I want to be able to let them play. I want to increase the pace of play, and I want to increase them reading and seeing things. I said this a billion times. We live in a TikTok world. We live in an Instagram world. We live in a Twitter world where things are quick, right? Well, I want them to quickly be able to pick up things and to be able to read and figure out how they're going to attack it. That is the solution. There's no plays to memorize. There's no, counters to memorize. We learned to get them to read specific situations, and then basically there are only 3 decisions they're ever going to have. It's similar to when you catch a ball. What can I do when I catch a basketball? I mean, the whole game of basketball is based on 3, but that's a whole different podcast, and a whole different thing that's coming at some point. But anyway, it's all based on 3s, right? So when you catch a ball, what can I do? I can shoot, I can pass, and I can dribble. Those are the 3 things I can do. Well, the whole premise of everything is kind of based on 3, and that's why our whole offense needs to be able to do that. It is unbelievably hard to scout when you don't know what we're going to do. You know, we're going to do one of three things, and every player on the court is going to do one of three things, which are very easy to remember, but you don't know what's going to specifically happen at a given point. It works versus man and zone, which is another thing that I love about it. I have a zone offense that's coming, hint, hint, hint. I have a couple of them that I'm going to share at some point because those are pretty much gold. But we run this against zone, basically against any zone, against anything. You know, if you think about zone offenses and zone defenses, think about the two that I've been kind of sharing with the world. The funnel down trying to take away space, and the rule of three offense tries to create space, right? It's the fighting of the yin and the yang, creating space, taking space away. Those are the two things that we're trying to do. And the rule of three, when you only have to remember three things, I think you can all remember three things. You know, wake up on time, eat breakfast, and take out the trash. There's your three things to do tomorrow, Johnny. But the simplicity wins. It's super simple, like I said. I've simplified the offense into a 3x5 card that you can all remember. It's not that difficult, but so those are the obstacles and challenges that I've seen on offenses. Like coaches spend too much time on it, that it's too complicated, that they're spending 70% of their practice on something that's 20% of their offense, and this is going to solve that problem for you. Yeah, I know it is. So until next week, Coach, have a great week.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like, and go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.